Hey guys, welcome back to another video on Prime Tennis YouTube channel. I hope you guys have had a great year. You know, we're in the Big 26 now, so I'm hoping you guys are doing well. I think this is going to be a good year for all of us. We got a lot of good stuff, good tennis, even outside of tennis, some, you know, just a lot of, I think, great things that are going to happen this year. So, I hope we're all fortunate enough to enjoy it. And anyway, let's get into this video. Right now I just have Roger Federer. We're just gonna be looking at some of his clips here, and what I want to talk about is how, how do I put it? How, it's not bad to hit short balls necessarily, right? It's not the end of the world. It's not as big of a deal as people make it out to be. I see a lot of people, they stress about not hitting a short ball, and they'll actually do too much with their shot. And it doesn't just apply to short balls either. It's a lot of shots. Even me myself, I am liable of this. I do this a lot too. It's something that I've been working on. But, you want to not, be so afraid, and I'm going to show you why in this video. So here, you have a rally. They're hitting nice deep shots, right? This is good. And then you'll see here, this ball is shorter, right? Now, you think, these are pro players, right? Shapovalov versus Roger Federer. Like, this is a pro player. Shapovalov, one of the best players in the world, one of the best lefties in the world. And you think, this guy just got a short ball, like, Roger is done for. But really, like, nothing really happens, right? He attacks this ball, sure. Roger, he's on the stretch here. But then look at this. It's just back to normal rally. Like, nothing happened. That ball also. Look at these three shots. This one, a little bit short. Roger doesn't do anything, puts it back. This one, barely, behind the service line. Shapo does nothing. This one, in front of the service line. Sure, Roger gets a forehand, but then Shapo also gets a forehand, and Roger's forehand was also short. So, like, in just this rally alone, you have so many examples of, like, the short ball not being the end of the point. A lot of the times, it's not the end of the point, right? You keep going, So you shouldn't be so afraid of hitting a short ball to the point where you're blasting the ball out. You want to hit with a large margin, even if that means hitting in the center of the court, like Federer just did, right? You hit with these margins knowing that they're not actually very likely, unless you, like, bump the ball up for them here, they're not very likely to, like, come in and actually attack and hurt you, right? Because your balls, they're still going deep. You still drive through them. They still have topspin, but when they bounce and they reach farther all the way back to behind the baseline. Shapo is, like, a good amount of, like, maybe 6 feet behind the baseline here. And, Federer's ball landed, like, right here. So, it's really not that big of a deal. You shouldn't stress about it so much. Just look at their margins, so far from the baseline because they don't want to hit out. Far from the lines too, because they don't want to hit out wide. That's something I see a lot where people are trying to, myself included, trying to put the ball away so much. Like, look at this winner here. It's such a good margin right here. This ball, it's a winner. Like, he can't do anything about this ball. But it didn't land on the line anywhere, right? Landed well within the court. So that's just, what I'm talking about in this video, right? You don't want to do too much with your shot. You don't want to be so afraid that they're going to get it or that they're going to attack that you mess up. Like, it's better, even if Shapovalov does get this ball, what's likely to happen is that Federer is just going to get an easy put away shot. He goes for the margin again. If Shapo gets that, then, then he's just in control of the point. Eventually Shapo will make a mistake or Roger will hit a ball that he can't get. And what happens when you play like this is that, your margin is basically, right, your margin of error, right? So if you don't hit your target, then what's going to happen, right? If you have your shot on this line here, like this spot right here, maybe your margin of error covers here into the doubles alley and then inside like this whole area here, right? When you move your ball inwards, what will happen is you'll miss your target here and maybe accidentally hit a ball on the line, and then it becomes a winner. So an accidental winner, as Stokey was saying in his video, you know. So that's something that I really think is very important in the game. I think too many people are too eager to make mistakes because they're trying to do too much with the game. The game is a lot simpler than, it feels. So that's just an idea. Oh, what a quality drop. Even here, you see how short that ball was? This is a slice, he literally steps into the court, but he doesn't attack it. It's a good deep ball. It's a good deep ball. It's kind of short. That's a good deep ball. That's kind of short. That's really short. Kind of pays for that a little bit, but then this is where he steps in. Like, Federer doesn't step in. He got so many short balls in this point. That one was pretty short, but he still hits it way behind the baseline. And it wasn't until this shot where not even this shot where he finally steps in to end the point, right? So you don't have to be as worried as people say. Like, I didn't even see who he was up against, but the guy he was up against had many chances to, get back into that point, right? He wasn't able to take any of them, but my point is that it's not over. Like, look how short that ball from Nadal was, you know. And occasionally they'll hit deep balls, but most of their balls are landing. I mean, not most, but a lot of them are landing service line, like around the service line. I mean, you can go back and count how many are landing before the service line or next to it. It's incredible, but no one has come in, no one has stepped in, no one has hit a winner. And actually, both of them seem to be on the defensive this entire point. And then there, Federer goes for it. Kind of a riskier shot, but, he's skillful enough to take it. He had a little bit more time on that shot and was able to put it away. That's an incredible shot, especially on a return. On clay, I think it's even better to do this because your balls bounce even higher. You hit the ball shorter, but with more topspin, the ball kicks, still travels all the way to behind the baseline. Shouldn't go for, huge shots on clay. You want to have longer rallies, play, the long game a little bit more. The ball takes more time. There you go. So I really hope that you guys see what I'm talking about here. It's really, like I said, it's not as complicated. The game isn't as complicated as it feels or as it seems. Of course, there's like a lot of technical, a lot of strategical, but a lot of the time it's just outlasting your opponent. Your opponent will make so many mistakes, and even if they're on like their best game, they're playing their best tennis. I read in Nadal's book, he played against Federer, and Federer is playing like out of this world. Like, nobody could beat him if no matter how hard they tried, right? He's hitting all his shots, all his serves, everything's going in. But someone can only play like that for so long because this is a very difficult sport. And so a lot of the time you just want to ride it out. It's just who can make the most mistakes. If you watch female tennis, I mean, even male tennis, these are top 10 longest rallies of his career. So this isn't very realistic. A lot of rallies are very short because people make so many mistakes, you know. So you want to learn how yourself not to make mistakes and how to get your opponent to make more mistakes. That's the goal of tennis. It's not the winners, it's not the flashy stuff. It's just keeping the ball in and making it as hard as possible for your opponent to keep the ball in. But that's all for today, guys. I hope you guys have had a great New Year's, Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, or whatever it is. Happy holidays, right? And I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.